Yesterday we began in Psalm 51 with verses 1 through 9, and I encourage you today to either read the psalm in its entirety or focus on verses 10 through 19. David has confessed his sin, and now the second part of the psalm is David inviting God to remake him, if you will. He says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and put a new and right spirit within me," which is acknowledging that the spirit with which he had acted toward both Bathsheba and Uriah was clearly wicked. It was evil. It was wrong. "Put a new and right spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me." David, as king, was a very powerful person. He had access to things that most people didn't have access to. But the thing he feared the most was God withdrawing God's presence from him, taking God's Spirit away from him. And in a sense, that is the ultimate form of suffering. The ultimate punishment is to be separated from the presence of God. Now, in one way, hell is to experience separation from God's presence, to not be in the presence of a holy, just, loving, and merciful God forever. Well, that would be hell. To be in the presence of a loving, gracious, merciful, holy, and just God, well, that is the ultimate joy. And that's why David goes on to say in verse 12, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation and sustain in me a willing spirit," a spirit that is steadfast, that will stay on God's path, that will follow God's will. That's what David is asking for. And he goes on to promise, hey, then I will teach others your way, and sinners will return to you. That David says, I will testify to my experience, and that will help others come to faith and belief and trust. And that's one of the things we really hope to do a little more of at BBC in the coming months, is to have testimonies of people shared in worship about how God and how their participation in our church is helping to change, transform, and bless their life and their relationship with God. And finally today I want to direct your attention to verse 17, where David says, "The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise." When we sin, when we fail, just going through life, having a spirit of humility and contrition is what God is looking for us. Not a spirit of arrogance or pride, or one that denies that we have made a mistake or done wrong. I pray that you will sense that spirit of humility, that you will have a contrite heart, and that God will restore to you the joy of salvation.